Hello, if you watched the last couple of videos, there was one where I was scribing a crown moulding or cornice moulding, whichever country you live in, for the top of a wardrobe. So that's the shape that I did on the last one. The last video I actually made this moulding, and now I'm going to fit it to the wardrobe. So let's have a look. So here it is, and I've got to get rid of the glue on there. I've set some lines up which are 3 5/8 away from this moulding. Got to recreate some of these. There's only 2 of these, one there, one down there. Clean the glue off. So I'm going to set the saw up, make a couple of these pieces, get them on here. I can then work off those to scribe this joint here to get this end correct. Once this end's correct, chop it to length. So the first measurement I'm going to take is how long is it on its longest face, and it's 47mm. The saw's unplugged, so I'm going to just turn that round so that that tooth is exactly in the right place for 47mm. So the bottom measurement there is 47mm, so it'll be exactly the same as that. Now this isn't the best piece of wood, but it doesn't have to be. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to cut all the way down. I've marked it. That is, in fact, I'll come a bit further than that because that knot. I'll probably come back to about here and get one from there, throw the knot away, one there, one there. So I'll stop the cutting about there. I'll switch the saw off, and then I'll pull the piece of wood out, and then I will cut it on the cross cut. So there you go, that works. Now they can go on here to get them glued on there. So I'm after that angle there, so this shouldn't be too bad. Oh, it's going so well. There you go. Is that done? Right, I want that angle there. Nearly. So I've run it through the bandsaw, and I've just taken off a rough idea of what's going on. So let's try this in here. Now look, it's sitting lower there than it's not sitting right. So I think something's wrong down there. So I might have to put some packers on that piece of wood there to bring this down a bit. But the mitre's not far off. So I think what I'm going to do now is just plane that mitre right, get that in the right place there, see what gap it is behind there, because there's a fraction of a gap there. So I knew it was high in the middle. And let's just try this. Right, it's high still in the middle. But if I put a straight edge on there, that's flat. So now it's turned into making it fit to the other part, which must be proud in the middle. So they probably had 2 attempts at that joint. Let me just try and... Right. If it's any good, I'll bring you with me. So that tiny little triangle up there is because this is set back, and I'd set this on that corner, look. So I've added a little piece onto there, just glued those on. Now here we are. These blocks have got these little extra bits on now. This is sitting pretty good. I'm now going to put some glue on here, there, down here, and those pads. And glue it up. Now, to those people who say you should be using animal glue, not in this case. Sometimes I choose, especially on something quite fragile like this, to use a stronger glue. When the need arises, I use the right glue for it. This is a crown moulding. The other side's loose, I've repaired that. And this moulding is quite delicate, it's quite thin, and I want it to stay put. So the idea is to use a stronger adhesive. This nowadays, just put it on the bottom one there. Nowadays, people will hang a coat hanger on the top cornice rail, cornice moulding, and expect it to stay there and expect it to survive. So I put a nice blob of decent glue on it. I'm going to try and use one of these to hold the bottom on. When I've got the bottom one on, I can then look at the top and try to improve the joint. So these jobs are always easy with two people. So with these clamps, I find that quite a lot of pull on these clamps. They are good. Alright, so that can go there. Okay, so let's use that one. Looking good, looking good. Put a bit more glue in here. And a little bit in there. There you go. Now, holding this is really awkward. So I think it might end up a couple of clamps. Just as the tension's on there and this is looking good, I'm going to stop. I'm going to put another one that way. Normally put pads on these things, but such a light amount of effort I'm putting on there, I'm not going to bother. That's pretty good. I could do with another clamp on there. There's just a small gap down here that if it went, I'd be quite pleased. There you go. There you go. I could wipe all of this glue off here. I could wipe all of that off with a damp cloth, but you know something? Tomorrow that'll come off quite easy with a chisel. So you can probably see these aren't aligning properly. That's okay, because once this is all dry, I'll run a plane over this and make the miters meet, which is something that you have to do occasionally. Good morning, next day. Yeah, have a look in the outtakes later, sorry. Yeah, let's have a look, see what it looks like. Here it is, all cramped up, glue's gone off. Lovely morning out there. Anyhow, these clamps can come off, and then let's see what we've got to play with. Stop. Knock that cord off. Set the sharp edge up. Okay, sharp edge is gone. That's done. Needs a bit out of there. Turn it back over. Excess glue down there. This bit's nice. This bit's really nice. bit of glue out of there. It's just that start there. There's a little line just there, see it? Just there. Just take the sharp edges off, get rid of any glue lines. I'm pleased with this curve, it's good. I'm pleased with that now, that's better. Let's just take a bit more. So, doing some colouring, and as you can see, I'm sort of getting there with the colour. Yeah, look at that red. What's the other end look like? It is quite red. Daylight going on. That's all right. It's not bad. I'm just going to give it a wipe down. I've mixed some up. I've got it in there. I've mixed it up now. These aren't what they say on the tin. They're my mixes. And yeah, look at the red. It's not quite as red. Well, I suppose it is. Mad, isn't it? Right, I'm going to put some gloves down, wipe that down, and that'll be it for today. We're here, and look, that's the colour. There's no polish on it yet, so there's no shine, but blimey, I think I've hit the nail on the head with the colour, haven't I? Let me know in the comments what you think. Bit darker? Oh no, I'm not going to risk it. I think the polish is going to make a difference. And there's some lovely rough bits down here. Look at all these bits where the dark has gone in. Look where the dark has gone into the stain there. And then look at the piece above. This is one of these little repairs. Another one there. Another one there. Another one there. By the time there's polish on, you won't see them. It's all right, isn't it? Pleased with that. So I'm just going over the back of all of this just to make sure it's got a sealer coat. Just so that it doesn't absorb too much moisture and start curling like the other end did. That's it. Come and have a look. So that's had the coat. Look at that now. So you can see the cells. Looks pretty good. Giving this a bit of wax. I've gone over it and denibbed the French polish. Now it's got some wax on it. It's got a shine. But yep, it's got a shine on it now and it looks pretty good. The colour looks just as good as you can see it. That's not good, I can't show you that side. Let me just show you. This needs livening up. It needs going over with a reviver really. And revive the finish. That's what it'll come up like. The rest of it will come up like. That's great. Done. Morning. Next day. Oh, look at the camera. Oh, sneeze again. Oh, I can't have these. Okay, so, okay. Shall I start with okay? Good afternoon. No, I'm not doing that.